Happy Friday, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a look at my top 10 FOC comic picks for Final Order cutoff in just a few days next Monday, March 4th, 2024. Without further ado, let's get started. At number 10, we're kicking things off here with a little bit of political humor, and we have from Keen Spot Entertainment, Biden's Titans versus Trump's Titans number 1. This is the cover A. There's a few other variants out there that you might want to check out if this is something that you might be interested in. But let's move along to number 9, and that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 118, cover C. This is the helmet variant by Montez. You know I'm a sucker for these. These make almost every list, so let's move on to number 8. And that is Immortal Thor, number 9. And this one has a possible introduction of Chad Hammer, who is a corporate mascot version of Thor in the employ of Roxxon. And this is actually a lead-in to Roxxon Presents the Thor one-shot. So if you're really into Thor and you're looking forward to that Roxxon one-shot and the whole Roxxon, aspect to Thor, then you're probably going to want to check this book out. But let's keep moving things along here. At number 7, we have our first and only DC Lunar book here. So you're going to want to get this. Their FOC is due Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. So you're going to want to make sure that you get your order in time. But we have Penguin number 8. And it basically says, the Penguin gathered his muscle, his advisor, his insider. Now it's time to reclaim his throne in Gotham City. Phase 1, a family reunion. So basically 1 through 7 has kind of been him recruiting. And a lot of people actually like this story. It seems like Tom King is kind of just sticking to the character development and stuff like that. Not doing any of his weird stuff that he can sometimes be known to do. And there's a lot of people actually looking forward to this. So here's Penguin number 8 at number 7. And at number 6, we have Star Wars High Republic Adventures Saber for Hire number 1. Now, this one, it says that a fan favorite Saber for Hire returns, right? However, so there's nothing special about that, right? But it says if only she hadn't agreed to take on an apprentice. So I don't know if there's going to be a new apprentice here, a new first appearance in Star Wars The High Republic, and it is, again, just like I always mention when there's a Dark Horse Star Wars book, these tend to be a little bit better than anything Marvel writes as far as Star Wars goes. So that's why it makes it a little bit higher here at number 6 on the list. And let's move on to number 5, Feral number 1. This is the cover A. So this is basically the writer and artist of Stray Dogs. I actually got in on that, played that whole Spec game with Stray Dogs and all that, and I collected, I think, the first 5 of the horror homage variants, and those sold for a pretty penny. I didn't get many. I only got one of the cover A's, and I sold it early for like $25, so I kind of jumped the gun there. But this, just like the other one, Stray Dogs does have the horror homage variants, and this is an homage to Dawn of the Dead. I'm pretty sure it's the older version. I think they did a remake in the 2000s. I don't really recall though. But anyway, so that's my number 5, and my number 4 is Avengers Twilight number 3, the second print. And this could have been my number 5, but a lot of people have said that this is a really good book, and it did well in the secondary market. Actually had pretty high demand. So you never know what a second print of a book that had a good word of mouth and stuff like that might do in a second print. So it says before the new Iron Man. So there's a new Iron Man. Gives him the same gruesome fate as Tony Stark. So This is an interesting issue, and again, people really liked it, so Avengers Twilight number 3. But let's move along to number 3 here, and we have Spider-Man, Shadow of the Green Goblin. And this one is the origin of the Proto-Goblin. And so this is the research assistant that actually came before Norman Osborn, and he was the first test subject of the Goblin formula, hence Proto-Goblin. So, that's just, the first appearance of the Proto-Goblin. I guess they're kind of, I don't know if they're retconning or if there really was this character and maybe he just hadn't made an appearance or whatnot. Or maybe even if they had, because it actually doesn't say that it's the first appearance. It says it's the origin. So there may have been a first appearance already. I haven't done that research, and this is just the origin. Because usually it would say first appearance, but usually it just says origin. And at number 2, okay, we have Venom, number 32. And this one talks about how, okay, in the greatest depths of space and at the end of existence within the flowering fauna of the symbiotic garden of time, some carnivorous new species has blossomed. Something blood red with thorns and an appetite. So it looks like we have a new symbiote Venom character here. And I wanted to put this on here. This is a 10 copy incentive design variant. Those tend to do pretty well. But this is really my number 2, and it is the Venom number 32. This is the 100 copy incentive by Rose Besch. It doesn't seem to be the new character. If this was the new character, it would probably demand a lot, end up being on a lot higher demand than this one is going to be. But this book, if it does end up blowing up and having a high demand, anyone for 100 is really, unless it's really bad, is going to have that demand. And before I get into the number 1 book for this week, I did want to remind you I do have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video. If you wanted to support the channel, that would be awesome. And if you leave a message with your support, either in PayPal or in Venmo, then I will read it in the next video. And I did want to real quick just thank you guys for making my last video that I put out. Not the one yesterday, because that was sports cards. That's kind of my own thing that I want to do. It's probably going to hurt me, my channel, with the algorithm and everything, but I don't care. But you guys made that new comic book day for next week that came out Wednesday afternoon just blow up relative to what I have. It's almost double what it normally does at this point. So again, thanks to all of you, especially for those of you who watched it long enough to make the average view duration longer as well. But all right, that's out of the way. Let's get into number 1, and that is, of course, Edge of Spider-Verse number 1, second print. I mean, what else did you guys think it was going to be if you knew this book was going to be on this week's FOC list? There's not much else to say. You got a Weapon X from a different universe. And let's see. I'm sorry. Weapon 8. That's right. It is Weapon 8. I thought, because we all know Weapon X is Wolverine. But I thought maybe since it was a different universe, this is a different, their Weapon X was different. But no, it looks like this is Weapon 8. And it does look like some type of Spider-Man, but I don't know, I think it kind of looks like Cyclops type of thing. And it does, I think part of the appeal is that it has the X-Men 97 kind of look to it. And then also, there is a second print, 1 for 25 copy incentive variant. You know how good those can be. And this is Edge of Spider-Verse number 1 that did well in the secondary market and is very popular. So that's my real number 1 for this week of FOC comic orders due next Monday, March 4th, 2024. That's going to be Edge of Spider-Verse number 1. The second print, 1 for 25 incentive variant. Alright everybody, that's going to go ahead and do it for me for this week's FOC video and my top 10 FOC comic picks for Final Order Cutoff due next Monday, March 4th, 2024. I did have that one Penguin book from Lunar DC that you're going to want to get that order in if you want to FOC that by Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. I did want to remind you I do have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video if you want to support the channel. I am still doing my 1K subscriber giveaway, so don't forget to check out that video. I'll actually make that one of the end cards here. And I'm also going to do my end card for the next week's new comic book day, which is actually doing pretty good. So thanks again for the support on that video. And if you want, feel free to check out my sports card video as well. I really like that genre, or sort of moving my money from investing into comics into sports cards. It's a little bit more fun, a little bit more predictable, and honestly a little bit more consistent and better investment wise. But so if you're here for spec value, and if you're into sports, that might be something you might be interested in. But that's enough rambling. I'll let you guys get out of here. So, as always, thank you for checking out this video, especially those of you who made it this far. And until next time, bye!